Spectre Studios. Play with the spirit of the game. Come on. Hey, what's in the box? What's in the box?
Hey everybody, here Spectre Studios here. I'm Benito. I'm with Mark, also one of our members and Patreon supporters, which is a great deal, and a Patreon supporter to a game that he is so much a part of, not only in playing, but where we have the pilot going on, which again I have some cool things down the road for that. But that's just the love of the universe that we do here at Spectre Studios. A completely different story for that. But we have something kind of old, something kind of new. Interesting enough is the starter set for Star Wars X-Wing miniature game, but this set encompasses the new movie that is coming out, Episode 7, so Force Awakens. So we have some new ships in here to kind of look at. And we are here at our local complex where this game is being sold, but they do a lot of selling for X-Wing here. And one of their upstairs studio rooms to kind of check this out. So again, we play a lot, so let's kind of see what the difference is. I did a little research on it, and there's some things that are going to help open things up to this game and clean things up that makes the box set, if you're an old player that already has the old set, worthwhile. So we'll take a look at that. Of course, always, I'm put in your lovely hands the new ships that we're looking at here, which makes them pretty cool looking. I gotta say, I kind of like the new Imperial look, called the First Order, I believe is the new.
There we go.
Come right up.
One way to do it. When I first saw the pictures for these, I was thinking that really all they did was just like repaint them. But actually, if you look at it closer, there's actually design changes. So there is stuff that's happening. The cockpit for the TIE fighter is way more detailed, and you've got more subtlety of color. There's more nuance. There's a lot of different other stuff that's going on with it.
Nice.
The X-Wing is more than just blue this time instead of red. You've got the engine change. Yeah. So instead of like the 4 round engines, you've got
larger
half circles, so that it makes 2 round engines when they're closed.
Oh yeah.
And I think somebody said something about the guns being different, but I'm not seeing that right now.
Yeah.
So they're actually.
So you get 2 TIE fighters and X-Wing, very much similar to the first box set with everything like that, but they definitely do look slick. And then of course we have all the tile things coming in, and you get pretty straightforward for what comes in it, which is all the flight stands. And I'm here at the complex, so I'm not without my utility tools. I think that always has pocket knives on stuff. So, oh, wait a minute.
How can you be from Maine and not be carrying a knife?
I know, it seems kind of weird with that. So we look at a lot of little simple things like that. Of course, your flight dials going with this aspect here. This is an interesting looking token here, though, squad mate. That is something I'm not probably use scenario-wise. That's different. So again, checking things out, and lots of shields, because I think the TIE fighters are now coming with them. You can see some of the difference there on the actual card things that are already different.
There's probably plenty of people on the internet that already knows this, but I think that we just got an insight into one of the characters from the movie. There's a named character, Poe Dameron, who is an X-Wing pilot that we'll probably be seeing on the silver screen.
Very cool.
And what else can we find out?
I think everyone else is pretty.
Well, we've got Omega Ace and Epsilon Leader, they're in quotes, so these are named characters, but they're call signs. Blue Ace. No Goose or Maverick, though.
Yeah, so catalog for Fantasy Flight, which is always great games out of that. And they give you a showcase of all the older ships and the expansion, which are very playable for using this. You can decide if you want to mix and match and how you want to do this and go from there. We have our mission guide, and it is looks about similar to what they think they did in English Raid. I think those are very simple to those aspects of that. So, got a learn to play booklet, they have that. While he looks at that part of it, I'm going to grab what I think is yeah, so this little book here is what I was kind of really calling for a lot of it. So the rules reference. This basically has all the cards that were being used specifically a lot that you were using out. So like the new cloak. So yes, one of our viewers have commented in a couple of our videos that were a little misusing that from that part of it. The boost, the barrel roll, all the cards you basically get, plus a lot more clarifications on stuff that you have coming in. So this all got cleaned up. I'm definitely going to go over this and recheck that out to make sure we have good use of that part of that.
So this is definitely Fantasy Flight puts a lot of work into their books. I mean, you've got some really nice art, really good pictures of stuff going on. And not only is this super clear for a gamer to figure out the game brand new, but I think this is actually nice enough that this is non-gamer friendly, so that this is actually helpful to the younger cousin, or you're at, somebody gets this for Christmas and nobody will play except for your uncle who's never gamed before. Yep. And even a non-gamer could work their way through this pretty quickly and see what's going on. So you can really get everybody into running TIE fighters around on the kitchen table.
Absolutely. And so you got your pegs for the flight wheels, some more combat dice, which you can already get them on the side. Plus, at the end of it here, we have the distant rulers like that. So the big part now will be the pilots. And we will take a look at this right here. And Mark has already mentioned Poe Dameron. So this is our X-Wings. I'll let you check that out here. One of the things you can grade off the thing is nothing really has changed a lot from the stat of the ship being 3-2-3-3, which was X-Wing capacity, I believe, before. I think she actually was 2. So I think every new ship is 1 more up. So the TIE Fighter gets 1 and it's X-Wing. So they're a little bit more robust. One of the big things was this little squarely robot on the bottom. That is an additional to also the X-Wings.
Yeah, so, Poe has that too.
So what can Poe do as his ability though?
Poe's ability is, while attacking or defending, if you have a focus token, you can change one of your eye results to a hit or a dodge result.
Okay, so...
And he's got focus, target lock, and
boost. Boost now, so that's actually also new to the ship. The X-Wings did not have the boost before. He is 31 points for a pilot boost, so Poe's a pretty darn good pilot. And I have the blue ace. So I think they're now going into some generic important people, but not specifically naming a person. So at 27 points, 4 points lower. He's when performing a boost action, you may use the hard 1 or hard 2 hard 1 template, left or right. So wow, it's pretty tight moving. That's tight moving for next one. I'm actually getting excited to try these ships out pretty quickly here. So, and now we have for 26 points and a 4-point pilot, a Red Squadron veteran.
Yep.
So really.
So yeah, he's a T-70 X-Wing veteran pilot. He doesn't have any special rules. He's just going to fluff.
Just going to get the elite status upgrade possibility to that.
Pilot 4.
Yeah. So kind of getting about a 1-point drop. So yeah, he's up there. So these Red Squadron guys definitely seem to be the big news from prior before. We have a Blue Squadron novice, which looks like what the ships are kind of painted on. Color scheme wise. So pilot 2, 24 points, so he's going down 2 more points less, and he loses the elite ability, so that's kind of that. So let's go to our big evil guys. At 20 points,
So
pilot.
The Omega Ace turns out to be a TIE Fighter pilot. He's pilot 7 and has focus, target lock, barrel roll, and dodge. When attacking, you may spend a focus token and a target lock you have on the defender to change all of your results to crit results.
Ouch.
So,
and these guys also, a note for the TIE Fighter, as we're fighting with the X-Wing, a shield. They never had shields before. And they also have a small little iconic thing to be built up as well. So the TIE Fighters are much more modifiable for these first order TIE fighters than there were from the old Empire. So that's an interesting aspect of that. Then for basically a point less, at one less pilot skill, we have the Epsilon leader. And at the start of the combat phase, he may remove one stress token from each friendly ship at range 1. So very helpful, very team good building in that aspect of that. And we still have another important character.
Zeta Ace, so TIE Fighter Pilot 5. When he performs a barrel roll, he can use the straight 2 template instead of the straight 1 template. So he can actually roll out double distance.
Wow, yeah.
So that actually could very easily get you out from behind rocks or maybe bring you out of cover for a surprise attack.
Yeah, that's
You could really seriously jump somebody.
It's a big distance. He also turned to be on someone's backside very quickly without you knowing it, because you move up and you're kind of on the side and you barrel that far there, you can be firing pretty quickly. So that's a good range. I might also note that the Epsilon leader doesn't have the elite icon, and the Zeta Ace does. So I think he's a lot bigger as a deadlier pilot than.
And a point cheaper, because Epsilon is 19 and Zeta is 18.
So it might be saying quite more to him. Then they come with 2 cards of the Omega Squadron, because there's 2 ships in the box. And so basically for another point less, 17, they keep the elite status, elite upgrade on their card for Pilot 4, which is cool. So that's interesting. Then we have the Zeta Squadron pilot, which is 1 point pilot skill less and point as well. But they lose the elite upgrade.
So Zeta Ace is a 5 and generic Zeta Squadron is a 3.
Cool.
And it's a 2-point difference.
Yeah. And then at the end of it, we have the Epsilon Squadron, who is the virtually no longer, I guess, Academy pilots now in first order. They are trained pilots. So he's a pilot 1. Does not have the elite status, but he's also 1 point cheaper, so he's at 15.
So I imagine at this point, probably with the Empire as it was gone, the Academy is gone. So there must be some other training standard.
And to know why if you're looking into this game and saying, did the scale things differently change? This is a 3-point higher than the Academy pilot. So it is a 3-point difference of ships for what you're getting, basically, which is the icon down below to the upgrade TIE Fighter and a shield. So it's a little bit more beefier, so you're paying the points on top of that for that aspect there. These things come with little upgrades, everything that we've been talking about on the end of the ships. We've got some newer things with that. The first one we have is wired. So you want to say that's a veteran upgrade for that?
So this is when attacking or defending, if you are stressed, you may reroll 1 or more of your eye results.
Nice.
So that gives you some flexibility while stressed.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty huge.
That is very much. We have a unique one, and this is one of the heroes of the new Force Awakens, BB-8. That is a droid upgrade from that.
So when you reveal a green maneuver, you get a free barrel roll action with BB-8 on board. So he must be some sort of piloting droid.
Nice.
He costs 2 points to be able to pull that off.
And we have another unique droid, R5X3.
For 1 point, before you reveal your maneuver, you may discard this card to ignore obstacles till the end of the round.
Wow.
So we know people that need this.
Yes, we do. He's unique too, so you can't put it on every ship, but on one ship you can have it.
But you can't, you have to do it before you reveal your maneuver, so you don't know if you're going to hit the rock yet. If you think you're going to hit the rock, or another ship.
So do you think Rico could be spending that prematurely?
What this would be great for is if we're doing something like space stations or big terrain. You can totally like ghost straight through the terrain. Like, you can't shoot me because you're on the other side of the station and it'll take you 3 turns to get around. No, I'm just going to go straight through it.
Yeah, that's very nice. Proton torpedoes. This is an old card. Basically, you don't know this game. It's kind of new to you. Spend your target lock and discard this card to perform an attack. You may change one of your focus results to a critical attack. It's a 4 dice roll attack at range 2 to 3. Pretty standard if you've been playing this before. Nothing new with that. But we have something new here. This is the little bot thing that looks like an upgrade thing. I don't know these names for all of it though, but it's called Weapons Guidance, so that's kind of new.
2 points. When attacking, you may spend a focus token to change one of your blanks to a hit. So, if you haven't taken the action to focus, you can still focus.
Oh, okay, cool. Okay,
Since I'm always forgetting to do that.
so checking this, I'm going to say one little part that I think I'm a little disappointed with the less amount of actual upgrade cards. That's basically 5? 5.
Well,
Because this,
for a long
well,
time.
yeah, this last part of it is the new damage deck. So this is what I also wanted to get a hold of along the rule reference, because they changed a couple of what happens to certain pilots, like a shaken pilot. During the planning phase, you cannot be assigned straight maneuvers. When you reveal a maneuver, flip this card face down. So there were some wording changes because of a lot of things that were happening transition-wise with certain pilots with certain skills like that. So there's a lot to that aspect there. I would like to maybe see for some people to get a little bit more upgrades. I know it's just 3 ships, but maybe just a little bit more so there's more variety in the starter deck.
I think that probably also, because I've heard that this is essentially a starter. So it's back to the roots, back to the basics. So you're starting off with people that haven't played the game a whole lot.
Yeah.
So you've got there's a lot of moving parts in the ships. So maybe they're just trying to keep these down. Because I know, as a novice X-Wing player, having that many cards to go through to pick options, it gets kind of foggy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say too many more. I mean, I was just thinking maybe around 10 that would just to give the game more for us who didn't want to expand too far a little bit more.
But I think,
But overall,
yeah,
the cards themselves don't give you a lot. I'm really impressed with the pilots. That's just girthy amount of pilots, so you do have some options with that.
But that's a good point for down in the comments, or come over to the forum and we'll get a discussion going over, with the starter set, just a couple of upgrades, or would you like to have seen more upgrades? Because honestly, I would too, really, but I can see that maybe for, like Jimmy and Johnny, 8 years old, trying to figure this out, kind of keep it a little
which
tight.
may when we're Fantasy Flight might have made the marketing direction, because this is going to try to hit a new young audience, and most veteran players probably have already got the old game, so they didn't really have to get us 30-year-old plus 40-year-old plus gamers that already love Star Wars, and we saw this coming out years ago, and we would have that part, so you didn't need to do much. So maybe we're speculating a little bit on that aspect here, but overall, so this is again the starter box for X-Wing's miniature game for the Force Awakens, so the new step going forward. And we're doing it at the complex, where again all X-Wing miniatures are basically sold here at the complex. So we definitely want you guys to come down and get your models that you need for there. And if you have any questions, you could have a comment on this unboxing here, or go to our website, spectrestudios.us, and there you can find the forum where we're on. And comment to us and talk to us there. We love to chat, we love to do things, and we're also going to be open to set this type of game up. So if you want to play some X-Wing with us, and you want to get a chance to try these new ships, we'll be here. Just need to get on the forum and set something up for us, and we're more than happy to do that.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to add to that?
No, if you feel like you don't know how to play and that you get completely schooled, come down and play me, and you'll probably win every time, because I really don't know what I'm doing yet.
Yeah, he's really good as our Patreon pilot, though. So if you're interested in what that is, again, go to the website spectrestudio.us and go to our YouTube channel, which is Spectre Senency, which is one of my tag names, and go there. And we have a big universe going on, and we have a lot of things going on with story with X-Wing going with that. We're going to try to bounce around maybe parts of the universe, and you can see what we can do with a Patreon pilot, because I actually have now a formula, which I guess I can reveal with this, is there's a mission on one of the older ones that allows you to double the price of the ship, and it gives 2 veteran status on the ship, and then reduces any upgrades down to 10. So we have that established on you as a Patreon pilot here in Pleasure. So again, I was very happy to get Mark joining me to do this unboxing. And you'll get a chance to be, if you want to join his squadron and destroy the Empire, which you have done on a regular basis.
Yeah, actually, my Patreon pilot is way better at this game than I am.
He's got so much good idea. So again, if you want to find out more about that, please check out our channel for that. And again, if you want to hang out with us and play, again, go to our forum and make contact with Neil or Mark, and there are many others of the Spectre Studios that would be willing to do so. So thanks again, and subscribe. What you want?
Spectre Studios. Play with the spirit of the game.